Welcome to the Abundance Effect, where we empower ambitious women with practical tools to live their most rich and fulfilling life in business and beyond. I'm your host, Larisa Makuch. Let's get started. Have you ever felt like you've had so much to do and you end up doing none of it well? You've got the list, you've got the ideas, you've got the priorities, yet somehow your day fills up and the thing that actually matters is still sitting there. Maybe you start the day with 5 things and finish none, and then you tell yourself, just need a better plan, need more time, I just need to get organized. If you can relate to this, today's episode is for you, because the real issue is you're trying to do too many things at once. I've been there, I've done that way too many times, and I see this every single day in so many high-achieving women that I work with. Now, here's the thing. You're not stuck because you don't care. You're not stuck because you're not capable. You're stuck because your focus is simply split. It's going in all different directions. We live in a world with more options, more information, more opportunity than ever before. And high achievers, you take it all on. Why? Because you can. But the result, it's too many priorities, too many open loops, those commitments left undone, and just way too much noise. So what happens? You move slower, but not in a good way, because it just feels really bad and really sloppy. The thing is, more is not your problem. It's actually your pattern, right? So we think more is the real problem. It is not. Okay. So what's happening is your brain is not designed to execute 10 priorities at once. I know. When I heard this too, I pretended not to. And I even argued with the research because I thought I was different and I can do it all. I do so much more than other people. But in reality, I really couldn't. Because every single decision you make, it draws from your cognitive capacity. Every unfinished task, every I should do that, it pulls your attention. And this is called cognitive load. So when your load is maxed out, you feel busy, but nothing moves cleanly. Your brain is not designed to execute those 10 important things at once, even though we keep expecting it to. It's kind of like having 25 tabs open on your browser, and every single thing feels important, and suddenly nothing loads properly. The screen just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Okay? And sometimes it even shuts down. It's working so hard. So here's the shift. It's simple, not easy, and wildly underestimated. The power of one. One focus, one decision, one move that actually gets done. I know, rocket science. But momentum, it's not built through intention. It's built through completion. And let me repeat that again. Momentum is not built through intention. It's built through completion. You don't build momentum by doing more. You build it by actually finishing what you start. Like, imagine that. I know this sounds straightforward. I know this sounds easy. However, if you're not getting the results you want, if you're not feeling that sense of completion, if you're not feeling like things are really moving ahead, it ain't happening. So I'm going to keep talking about this for the next 3, 5, 10, 100 years until we all start doing it so much better, so much more regularly. So this is where I want to give you something a little deeper. And it's actually a way to apply this week by week. I call it the ONE method. O-N-E. Simple word to spell. O stands for observe. N stands for narrow. E is for execute. Observe, narrow, execute. That's it. But do not underestimate how powerful this is. When you observe, before you act, you tell the truth. What's actually going on right now? What feels really noisy? What feels unfinished? What are you avoiding? Most people skip this. They react, they distract, they push harder, they just get going. but you can't make an intelligent decision. You can't choose wisely when you refuse to see what's right in front of you. So observation, it reduces reactivity, helps you make better choices. It doesn't have to take 6 hours. It can take an extra breath. It could take an extra 5 minutes. It could take an extra 1 minute. It does not have to take a long time, but you can't choose wisely what you refuse to see. So O is for observe. N is for narrow. This is where momentum is built, okay? You choose that one thing, not the loudest thing, not the easiest thing, the thing that actually matters. And not just that matters in general, but that matters towards the thing you're working towards the result you get. So here's an example. You might be like a working mom and you've got a beautiful business goal that's going to positively impact your life, your family, those you serve, everybody. But then your kids need something. And do your kids matter? Of course they matter. And so it's so easy to say yes to your kids and leave those business goals on the table. However, what if the thing that you really need to do, that you're truly committed to doing, is that business goal? You may have to tell those kids that they do matter. Yes, they matter. But you might have to tell them no. You might have to tell them later. You might have to tell them not right now. Why? Because the thing you're working towards has a greater purpose and meaning. So the thing that matters, that really is your priority in that moment. Because if the thing that is the priority moves, great. And if everything matters, nothing is going to move. Your kids will benefit with the decision. You will benefit, your clients, those you serve, everything. And sometimes we think narrowing is limitation. We think that saying no to things we're going to miss out or other people are going to miss out. It's not limitation. It's leadership. It is one of the most critical things that we can do. It's a huge skill to be able to say no to the things that don't need to be done at this time and say yes to only what is required. Okay? N for narrow. So you're cutting so many things at this phase. If this is hitting a little too close to home right now and you realize it's not that you don't know what to do, it's that you've got too many things competing for your attention, I want to invite you to something. I'm hosting a live session called the 1 Hour Weekly Reset, because just picking one thing sounds great until you sit down on Monday and don't know what that one thing actually is. Inside this hour, I'm going to walk you through how to reset your week so that you know what actually matters, what doesn't, and what gets your time. That way, you're not guessing, you're actually deciding. Because the power of one works when you know how to come back to it. If you want in, the link's in the show notes below. Okay. E is for execute. This is where self-trust is rebuilt. It's not through thinking, it's not through planning, it's through action. One clean move done on purpose and fully followed through on. Why? Because completion builds confidence and evidence builds self-trust. Now, I was working with a client recently. She is brilliant, capable, driven, has an amazing, amazing business, but her calendar was all over the place. She's got this beautiful vision with 10 priorities in 4 radically different areas. They're all important. They're all valid, but nothing was really moving cleanly. So we applied this one principle, okay? We observed, we narrowed, we executed. We looked at what was really going on. We narrowed it down to one priority for the season, not for the rest of her life, but just for the season, just one. She was resistant at first. However, that one thing was something she'd been putting off for years. And today she's 95% done. 95%. And she feels amazing about it because she's like, you know what? I know it was good. I knew it was important, but I just couldn't get myself to do it. Now, here's the part she didn't expect. Even though she was focusing rigorously on one thing, other things started getting done too. Her calendar started to free up. She started getting more white space. She felt lighter. She felt clearer. Why? because when you focus your energy, everything else sharpens. And that's exactly what happened to her. So, sounds simple, not necessarily easy. The difficult part isn't doing the do. The difficult part is giving yourself permission to do it when you've been doing it a certain way for so long. But when you cross the threshold and you make a different choice, you get a different result. So I want to ask you, what is one thing, not 10 things, not 5, one thing that if you completed this week would actually move you forward? One thing that would truly move your life forward. Not start, but complete. Clarity doesn't create results. Follow through does. So I want you to really hit the pause button on this episode and identify it for yourself. What is that one thing? If you don't have it, I don't want you to move on. I want you to identify that one thing right now. And then I want you to commit to it no matter what. So you actually follow through on it. What do you need to be doing or not doing that's different from what you're doing now when you have this thing complete? What steps do you need to put in place? What help do you need to get to make sure this gets done no matter what? Now, the thing is, high performers, they don't do more. They do what matters consistently. I've been building something around this idea because I know that knowing isn't enough. You know that knowing isn't enough. And I want you to have a way to actually apply it. So I'm going to leave you with this. That one thing that you've been avoiding that would move your life and your business forward, start there. Do the one thing. Do the one thing. Do the one thing. Do the one thing. Then after you finish doing that one thing, I want you to set up your next step before you get distracted. So set up the next step so you could do the next thing, and then you can keep going and going and going and going and going. And that's how momentum is built. You do the next thing and you set up the next thing, but you finish it. You finish it. I know this sounds so simple, but I guarantee you, if you focus on that one thing at a time, you will start to build momentum, and wildly amazing things will happen to you in your life. If this landed for you, if you try it, if you're going to take up my challenge, I want to hear how it's going. So I'm going to invite you to message me on Instagram at My Abundance Academy. We're going to put a link in the show notes as well. But I would love, 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 love to hear from you. So tell me your one thing. As soon as you commit to it, DM me your one thing. Tell me my one thing is, and tell me what it is. When you finish it, tell me when you finish it. I want to know. I'd love to support you. So message me on Instagram at My Abundance Academy, and I will see you in the next episode of The Abundance Effect. If you're listening to this and thinking, okay, I get it. I just don't know how to do it. That's exactly why I built this. The 1-hour weekly reset masterclass isn't about more information. It's about giving you a way to come back to yourself every single week and actually decide on purpose how you're going to move. That way, you stop restarting every Monday and start building momentum that actually sticks. We're doing it live, and I'm going to walk you through the process step by step. You're going to leave knowing exactly how to reset your week in a way that works for you. So, if you're ready for that, the link's in the show notes.